Please don't send me back. A farmer found an alien woman in a sack. The morning fog still clung to the wheat fields when Elias Turner, a quiet farmer in his mid-30s, started his rounds. He lived alone on the edge of a small village, far enough that most folks only saw him in town during market days. His life was steady: sunrise, work, supper, sleep. But that morning, while walking toward the old barn, he spotted something strange lying near the irrigation ditch. At first, he thought it was a discarded feed sack. But as he got closer, he realized the sack moved. The burlap twitched, as though something inside struggled to breathe. Elias frowned and knelt down, tugging at the knotted rope. What he saw inside made his breath catch. A woman, but not an ordinary one. Her skin shimmered faintly, tinted a pale violet under the morning light. Her hair, tangled and dirty, glowed faintly silver at the tips. Her eyes, large, golden, and glassy with fear, met his, pleading without words. She clutched the rough fabric around herself, shivering. "Please," she whispered, her voice hoarse but clear. "Don't send me back." Elias stumbled back a step. His heart pounded. Alien. The words slammed into his thoughts. Stories had been circulating, rumors of catchers who hunted strange beings fallen from the stars. Folks said they sold them, experimented on them, even shipped them to government labs. The woman tried to crawl out of the sack, but her legs were bound. Elias's hands shook as he pulled his pocket knife and cut the ropes. "Easy there," he said, his voice trembling more than he wanted. "I'm not going to hurt you." She flinched when he reached for her wrist, but when the bonds fell away, she collapsed into his arms, too weak to stand. Elias carried her to the barn, laying her gently on a pile of hay. She coughed, curling into herself. "They caught me, stuffed me in that sack. Said they'd sell me at nightfall. I ran. They'll come looking." Her words chilled him. Elias looked her over. Her clothes were torn, nothing but thin scraps of fabric barely clinging to her frame. Dirt streaked her face, but under it, she was beautiful in a way that made him uneasy. Not human beauty, not exactly, but something otherworldly, fragile and fierce at once. "Water," he muttered, fetching a tin cup. She drank greedily, spilling some down her chin. "Thank you," she gasped. "What's your name?" Elias asked, sitting on an overturned bucket. Her golden eyes flickered. "Lyra." He nodded slowly. "Well, Lyra, you're safe here for now. But if what you say is true, there'll be men combing these fields." Lyra clutched his sleeve suddenly. "Don't send me back. Please. I'll work, I'll hide, I'll do anything. Just don't let them take me." Elias hesitated. A part of him screamed to call the sheriff, to let someone else handle this. But when he looked into her eyes, wide and desperate, he couldn't. He had seen fear before in starving animals, in children lost in town, but this was different. This was a plea from a soul that had already suffered too much. "All right," he said finally. "You can stay, but we need to keep you out of sight." The first day, Elias kept her hidden in the barn loft. He brought her food, bread, eggs, a bit of milk. She ate carefully, like someone who hadn't been fed in days. He noticed her hands were slender, her fingers ending in faintly glowing tips. When she touched the wood beams above her, they hummed softly, as if resonating with her. "What are you?" Elias asked once, unable to hold the question back. Lyra looked at him, sadness flickering across her face. "Not from this world. We came in a vessel broken. I was separated from the others. Hunters found me first." Elias rubbed his jaw. "And now they're after you." She nodded. That night, as Elias tried to sleep, he couldn't. He kept thinking of her voice. "Please don't send me back." He thought of the men who would tie her up, stuff her back into that sack like She was nothing more than goods for trade. His gut twisted. By the second day, rumors were already stirring in town. At the feed store, Elias overheard two men talking. Caught one of them star things, they did. Worth a fortune if you hand 'em over. Yeah, but one slipped away. Whole crew's hunting her now. Pretty little thing, I hear. Strange looking, but still. Dangerous, though. Don't go near her. Elias kept his head down and bought what he needed, but his heart raced the whole way home. When he returned, Lyra was sitting in the barn, her arms wrapped around her knees. She looked up at him, her golden eyes shimmering in the dim light. They're close, aren't they? She asked softly. He swallowed. Yeah. Her shoulders shook, but she forced herself still. If they take me, I'll never see the stars again. That night, Elias heard voices outside his farm. Lanterns moved between the wheat rows. Men called out, their boots crunching on soil. Spread out. She's around here somewhere. Elias's blood turned cold. He ran to the barn. Lyra stood already, tense, ready to flee. No, he whispered fiercely. Stay here. They'll find me. Not if I handle it. Elias stepped outside, closing the barn door behind him. A group of 4 men approached. Their leader, a thick-set man with a scar across his cheek, held a rifle. Evenin' Turner, the man drawled. You seen anything strange on your land? Elias shook his head slowly. Just wheat and mud. Same as always. The man squinted at him. Word is she passed through here. Pretty little alien girl. You'd know if you saw her. Elias kept his face calm, though his palms sweated. Ain't seen nothing. If I had, I'd tell you. The man studied him, then spat into the dirt. If you're lying, you'll regret it. She's worth more than your whole farm. The hunters moved on, their lanterns bobbing into the dark. Elias didn't breathe until they were gone. When he returned to the barn, Lyra ran to him, clutching his arm. You protected me. He nodded, though his heart still thundered. You need to be gone by tomorrow. They'll keep searching. Her eyes filled with tears. Where would I go? I can't survive out there alone. Elias stared at her, torn. Letting her leave meant certain capture. But keeping her meant danger for himself, his land, everything. Yet when she whispered again, Please, don't send me back, he knew his choice. The following week became a blur. Elias hid her in the cellar, bringing her food at night. Slowly, she grew stronger. Sometimes, when she touched his arm, he swore he felt warmth seep into his skin, easing old aches from years of farm work. One evening, as they sat in the dim lantern light, she looked at him with something softer than fear. You could have given me up, she said. But you didn't. Why? Elias shrugged. Didn't feel right. You're the person, not a prize. Her lips curved in the faintest smile. Where I come from, kindness like that is rare. You've given me more than food or shelter. You've given me hope. He cleared his throat, uncomfortable with the warmth rising in his chest. Don't go putting me on a pedestal. I'm just a farmer. But her gaze lingered, steady and grateful, until he had to look away. The hunters never stopped searching. Twice more, Elias had to mislead them, standing in front of his barn with a calm he didn't feel. Each time, they grew more suspicious. Finally, Elias made a choice. One night, under cover of darkness, he loaded his old truck with supplies and helped Lyra climb into the back. Where are we going? She asked.